Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am sat on my bed because we're going to talk about preserving your curls overnight. If you guys aren't using any form of overnight curl protection, then please start. It doesn't have to be complicated, and I'm going to show you 4 different ways that you can protect your curls overnight. You can try them and see what works for you. The reason that protecting our curls overnight is so important is because we put in a lot of effort on wash day, and we don't want that effort to be completely obliterated and gone to waste when we go to sleep. And of course, if you just sleep with your hair down on a regular pillowcase, it's going to get all ruffled up and you're probably going to wake up with very misshapen curls and a lot of frizz. So the very first, most simple, but I think one of the most effective ways of protecting your curls at night is to do with your pillowcase. So this is my pillow, and this is my favorite satin pillowcase. Now you can use silk or satin. Satin is actually the weave, so you can get satin silk, or you can get other types of silk, or you can get man-made fibers that are satin. Not all man-made satins are the same, so a polyester satin can sort of cause static on your hair and make you a bit sweaty, but this is a much higher quality satin. This is a cotton, organic cotton pillowcase, and it is from Curly & Kind. I'll link everything I use in the description box. This is my favourite, and it's such a beautiful golden colour, and it goes with my room and my bedding. But the reason that silk and satin, the shiny fabric, is so good for our hair is because watch what happens when I lay my hair on it. It just nice and easily slides. So as you're tossing and turning in the night, the hair is just going to slide on the pillowcase. Now this one's actually got like a regular cotton back, and I'm going to show you the difference on regular cotton. I don't know if you can see that, but I can hear the difference. Like I can hear my hair catching on that, and that is rougher. There's more friction. It's going to cause more frizz on your hair than a nice smooth side. So that is why satin and silk pillowcases work so well. Also, satin and silk is just better for your skin. I don't ever wake up with creases on my face when I use one of these pillowcases, but that's the side point. I never go anywhere without my satin pillowcase. I take it on holiday with me. I can't sleep on a regular pillowcase anymore. Oh. Now the next thing that you can do, and you can do this in conjunction with your satin or silk pillowcase, is a pineapple, or basically a high ponytail. But when I'm talking about a high ponytail, obviously you could do a high ponytail here, but what I want you to do is try your high ponytail here. So flip your head upside down like this. And I like to use one of these spiral hair ties. I think they work really well for this. Oh, why is it that the underneath of your hair always looks so much better? Why can't I walk around like this all day? Look at that. You want to loosely gather all your hair here. And so I sometimes call this a unicorn pineapple because it's like that unicorn horn. And then I'll put my spiral hair tie over and just loop it twice. Now the reason that I like to do it there as opposed to on the top of my head is because when you lie down, you're going to lie down like this, and your hair will just lay on the pillowcase like that. And even if you toss and turn and move your head from side to side, your hair is just going to lay out nicely on the pillowcase. And this front section here is going to be less stretched out. And even if you do lie on your back, it still will just sort of flop to one side onto the pillowcase. Another thing that you can use is a bonnet. So this is a lovely satin bonnet from Hair Love India. So this is an Indian company, and it is just absolutely stunning. So they gifted me this, and it's been sat in my cupboard, which I feel so sad about because it's so beautiful. But bonnets, I find them, they don't work as well for me, but they work well for so many people, so it's absolutely worth trying. And basically you kind of plop your hair in a bonnet. So you could pineapple it first with your hair tie, and then get your bonnet and just let the hair fall into it and pop it on like that. And then there is a tie, so you can, tie it however you want to. You could tie it just in a bow, and it's lovely. It's actually very soft, but I just find that anything that's got elastic or a seam irritates me while I'm asleep. And of course you could have it with the bow at the back like that. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. I do love it, so cute. But I just prefer the next option that I'm going to show you. You can get satin bonnets from Amazon, and I will link some in the description box. and they don't have to be super expensive. So my favorite way to protect my curls overnight, and I've been doing this for years, is something called a buff. So I have two examples here of hair buffs. During the pandemic, you might have used a buff as a mask. A lot of people were using them for that. They are multifunctional headwear, and it's basically a tube of fabric, and it can be used, like bikers tend to use them like as head masks, or you can use them as headbands. You can use them for loads of things, but they work so great for protecting your hair at night. So this is the one that I've been using for years, and this is one I got more recently, and this is from a small business called Dressed in Dopamine, and she takes and recycles fabrics, and she's made this gorgeous one out of various different types of fabrics. And this one is seamless. This is from Amazon, and I'll link it. And I love the fact it's seamless, because then you don't have any seams sort of irritating against your head, because I do have quite a sensitive head and I'm prone to headaches. So when Dressed in Dopamine wanted to send me this, I thought, I'm not sure how I'm going to get on with the seams, but she very, very cleverly put the seams on the outside, so the inside is really smooth and I don't find it's an issue at all. So I will show you them both on. This is my Amazon one, and you can get these in packs of 4 or packs of 6 on Amazon for under £10. And again, just flip over and then pull the buff almost like you're going to wear it as a headband, but then continue to pull one end over your curls like that. So as you pull it along, your hair falls inside. You can actually tuck your curls down, and you can even tie the top if you want to. Now, a lot of people find that buffs will slip off their head in the night. One of the ways to avoid that is by having your satin or silk pillowcase, because in the same way that the satin or silk doesn't create friction with your hair, it also doesn't create friction with your buff. Whereas if you use a regular pillowcase, the friction can cause the buff to come sliding off. But mine never falls off. I also pull it right down over my ears, and when I'm ready to sleep, I pull it actually down right low onto my forehead like that, and it doesn't go anywhere. Admittedly, it's not the most glamorous look, but it's worth it to protect my curls. And in the morning, I'll just undo it, take it off, give my hair a shake, and then give it some time to settle. And usually 9 times out of 10 I can get away with no refreshing for day 2, 3, and sometimes even 4 when I use my buff. What's clever about the Dressed in Dopamine one is it comes with this really stretchy hair tie which you can attach to the label. And this is a really long one as well, which is fantastic if you've got long hair, longer than mine, my length or longer. And again, just exactly the same technique. But see how long it is, like my hair doesn't even fill it. But then, because you've got this hair tie, you can choose how you want to do it. You can sort of fold it down and use that hair tie to hold it in place like that. You can probably do a better job than that. But what I have found is I prefer to gather it like that and then use the hair tie, just because it's big enough, you can pull it up and wrap it around. And that's how I use it, and it works absolutely great. I also make sure that the point where the most pressure of the buff is, so like here, that's where it really meets my head with some sort of tension. I make sure that that is way below my hairline onto my forehead, and then I can fold that up. And that stops the front section of my hair sort of getting flattened and stretched out of space. Whereas if I have it like this, then that front section here is going to get all squished and look really weird and flat in the morning. So those are just 4 ways that you can try to protect your curls at night. I recommend you give them a go. Maybe you want to start from like the simplest up, so start by getting yourself a satin or silk pillowcase. I recommend that anyway, no matter which one of these you're going to use. And try pineappling your hair up in a unicorn pineapple and see how that works. If you feel like you want to try something a bit more, then of course you can try a buff or a satin bonnet. And let me know how you get on. Let me know what your favourite ways are of protecting your curls. One more thing I'm just going to mention is that if you have really long hair and you don't like to use a buff, another thing you can do is what Hans Curls calls a bunapple. So she basically does pineapple her hair, but then because of course her ends are a lot longer, she will just gently bunch them together and use little claw clips to clip them in place. But you can go and check out her page for how she does that, but that might work if your hair is really long like hers is. So I hope you found that video helpful, and let me know if you did, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.